Do we need to self-motivate? That's a question. Yes or no? Do we need to? Yes. Well, the question is then why do we need to self-motivate? Because we want to live life as best as possible. Tama? We want to probably do our utmost. In, in the school of psychology, they call it self-actualization. I don't know how to translate that in Tagalog. It means that be your best, do your best, and leave the best legacy possible. Yan di ba ang mga dreams natin? Yan mga panahon natin. Tama? All of us, no matter where we come from, whether we come from Bicol, Batangas, or Bombay, whether we are in school, college, or whether we are in our senior age, we want to do our best, give our best, and leave the best behind. Siguro yun ang purpose ng Diyos. Tama po. So I think we need to self-motivate for that reason. So that's the simple reason. Now, syempre, I'm not a pastor or a preacher or a guru. I'm just a business person like you, a trainer and a coach. And the knowledge or the wisdom, if I may say, that I have put together today is not my own. It's something I've studied over the years, something I've experienced over the years, something that has been handed down to me from mentors in this country and across the world. So that's the truth. That's my essence. That's the essence of this morning, and that's my intention, to give you something of value today in the next 60 minutes, something that will help you. Your life is already good. Something that help you make your life a little more better than it is today. Yun ang job. Now, how do we self-motivate? That's really a nice picture. My son gave it to me. My son is Pinoy. He said, Pa, how does that look for self-motivation? Yeah? People have that challenge, right? When they run low on energy, when they run low on battery, when they run low on hope and self-inspiration, they don't know how to plug back into the power. So I'm going to give you three suggestions. Three suggestions, three principles, and I want this session to be interactive. Is that okay? Yeah? Say yes from far ahead there. Say yes. Okay. Now, just test run them. This is what I want you to do. I want you all to stand up slowly. Just very slowly. I know it's very early in the morning. You just had breakfast. You want to stand up. Pero stand up and find a good-looking partner. Don't go very far because this is a big room. If you go there, you'll never come back. Just find somebody across the table kung medyo maganda. Actually, very few ang maganda dito, no? Ha? So, ganun talaga sa engineering. Puro mga lalaki lang. Puro mga gwapo lang. You know? So find somebody who you like. Yeah, not for life, just for today. Just for this morning lang. Baka you say, I like you for life. No, not for life. Face the partner. Face the partner. So the exercise, the value behind this exercise is when you are happy, when you're having fun, and when you don't use a lot of logic. Di ba kanina walang logic yung exercise, no? When you don't use a lot of logic, some of the best things inside of you come out. Your best comes out. Our logic kills our best. Siyempre, we need logic to survive. But because we want to survive, because we want to be logical, sometimes we kill what is best in us. Now, the value lies that we recognize the difference between what is good and creative within us and what is logical and useful. Di ba kanina, hindi logical, pero nag-enjoy kayo, you all smile. So that's the value behind it, and that's the essence of every growth, every development, every success, and everyone who's excellent, people who have been successful. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Tony Melotto, Leah Salonga, they enjoy what they do. Yeah? They put logic aside and they go for what they like. Kaya naka-successful sila. Now, what is intention? What really is intention? Intention is that engine that burns inside a car. It's that fire inside your belly. It's your dream. It's your aspirations. It's your hopes when you were 7 years old. Because, like Jesse Robredo here was here day before yesterday, and he said when we were 7-year-old, each one of us wanted to do something noble. Tama? Sinabi niya, di ba? Each one of us wanted to be an engineer, a doctor, a nurse, or a professor, a teacher. Yeah? Each one of us. But in the process, from the time we were 7 till the time we are 37, things change. We surrender our intention to our circumstances. And then when we are 67, we go back and say, what went wrong with my life? Nothing. You change your intention. My father ran a small business, garment business in India, like Central Market. He used to sell shorts and pants and school bags. And I didn't like his business. I wanted to be an engineer like you guys. So I left his business and I came to the Philippines. I went back to see him a few times when I was successful, but I went back to see him when my father died. And my mother asked me to look after his business. She said, close up the business, do all the legal proceedings, and whatever money you get, let's split it into half. You take back half and go back home to the Philippines. I was sitting in a shop, doing the closing, doing the accounting, when one of his suppliers, a man with six fingers, comes by. And he comes and sits and talks to me. I knew my dad's business. He'd never made a lot of money. I used to do his accounts. And Six Fingers comes and sits to me and he says, oh, I think you're doing good abroad nowadays. You're happy abroad. You settle down. And he says, I want to tell you something about my father. Of course, before we talked about my father, we chatted about business and life. He said, I want to tell you something about your father, Raju. I said, what's it? He said, you know, your father and I did business for 15 years. In those 15 years, I know for a fact, he used to supply school shorts to my father. He says, I know for a fact that your father never made a lot of money. He never bought a lot from me. But whenever he used to give me his word, he used to say Six Fingers, his nickname was Six Fingers. He said, Six Fingers, I'll pay you on the 15th. When I turn up on the 15th, whether he has money or not, whether he has money for groceries or palanque or not, your father used to pay me on that day for 15 years without fail. That's palabra de honor. That's integrity. That is important if you want to succeed in what you do. My father, Mario Garolini, people from the old school, today it's equally important. What is integrity? What is integrity? It's not ethics. It's not law. It's not compliance. It is something that is inside of you. Go back to your intention of who you want to be, what you want to do. Your integral values will form from there. Integrity is something personal. Most all of us, no matter what background we come from, whether we come from Bukidnon or Bombay, whether we went to college or not college, we know what is good and right. 1, 2, 3. Intention, integrity, and action will always keep you charged. Now you might want to ask me, Raju, fine. All these three things come from inside of me. Intention burns in my belly. Integrity is in my heart. Action is in my body. What if all three fail? Where do I get the resources? What if there's no battery, there's no power, Meralco is down? Where do you go? What is the solution in that case? How do I self-motivate myself pag itong tatlo hindi ko kaya? What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? What would be the solution if all three of these strategies fail for you? How do you self-motivate? Across the world, people fail. People suffer. People are sad and sorry about their buhay, about their performance. What do? What is the solution? Where do they go? Ano po? Sorry? Pray. That's a good one. One more. Go to church. Let's pray. Take it easy. All right. Take it easy. Be complacent. Yes. Stop breathing. Stop breathing. None of these work. How do you self-motivate? So what happens when your generators are down? What happens if Meralco's down? What if there's no energy coming? You call up God and God doesn't answer too. Sorry, he will answer all the time. That's wrong. Where do you go? Huh? Reinvent yourself? Die and be born again? All these fail. Good intentions fail. Integrity is challenged. Action doesn't bring results. Yeah? Here's a story about a guy called Jim Key. Jim Key was champion of public speaking 2002, global champion, world champion 2002. Jim Key is a friend of mine. He's about 55, father of 3 kids, and he is a pastor's son. Now, to become a global champion, a world champion of public speaking, you have to work through 400,000 people. That means you have to beat 400,000 people one by one, 11 elimination rounds. Yan. And it takes about 7 months of preparation to prepare one story, one cuento, 7 minutes lang. 7 minutes, it takes you 7 months, you repeat it 7,000 times habang ayos na ayos yan. You with me? So Jim Key, like me, like many people you might know here, wanted to become the world champion. Ang intention niya, I want to be the world champion. So I saw him go up on stage one time in competition with 11 people from across the world, from Australia, from Europe, from Canada, from Philippines, etc. They all went up on stage in the year 2000. Jim Key was there, and he gave a beautiful, flawless speech, a story about his daughter. Everyone thought Jim Key won. He did not. He came runner-up. He was sorry, he got the second prize. Next year, 2001, Jim Key was back again on stage with another cuento, another presentation, another speech. Again about his son and his wife and his children, and in a very pastoral form sort of a way. And it was beautiful, flawless. Jim Key spent 7 months repeating the same 7-minute cuento to his wife, to his dog, to his fridge, to his neighbor, to his neighbor's wife, to his neighbor's dog. He kept on repeating it until until magaling na yung kwento niya. When he went up on stage, again with 11 people, nakatalo ulit. I was watching this again. Umiyak na umiyak si Jim Key. 2003, I went up again to, this was in Chicago, Atlanta, Georgia. And I was sitting in the front row. Jim Key was back again on stage. He was back again on stage, and he delivered another flawless speech. 3 years, 7 months every year, bali 21 months out of 36 months, he gave up 65% of his life to a non-income generating venture. Diba? Game lang yan, laro lang yan, walang bayad yun. 2003, he goes up again, gives a fantastic speech. This time, I thought he lost. Nakapanalo si Jim Key. 3 times. So when he went up on stage to ask for an award, to get his award, the MC asked him, he said, Jim Key, you must be freaking out of your mind. You gave up so much of your life and energy to get this. You could buy this for $1,000. What kept you coming back again and again? Where do you get the energy? Where do you get the power? Where do you get the battery? Where do you get the self-motivation? How does God answer you? How do you keep coming back again and again? Yeah? Walang power, walang energy. Can't go to church, can't relax, prayers won't get answered. How do you keep coming back? Jim Key was in tears. And there were about 7,000 people in the room that day from across the world, and they were as silent as you are right now, because this is a true story. Jim Key was in tears. He was at the mic. It's on the net. You can look it up on YouTube. And he says, you have no idea. Nakapuno talaga yung puso niya. He says, you have no idea how much I wanted this. And I want to tell you this. My intention was to get this. Not because of me. Not because of me. He said, because 7 years ago, that little son of mine, I told him, that's anak, one day, your father will be the world champion. And he said, I could do everything. I could die. I could lose my money. I could give up hope. I could give up my faith. But I could not break my promise to my 7-year-old son. Because what kind of a legacy would I leave for him if I surrendered? Totoo po. Totoo po. So I told you, you need to go outside of it. So if you run out of energy, if the good Lord doesn't answer you, you have to put your hopes, your desires, your ambitions, your aspirations into another human being. It's, that's what drives you. That's how you self-motivate. So everything inside of you dies. Your hopes, your aspirations, your strength, your energy, your power, your pera. Wala nang tira. You have someone else, another human being, another life who believes in you, who looks up to you and he says, Dad, kaya mo yan. Tito, Mami, kaya mo yan. Gawin mo na lang para sa akin. That's how you self-motivate. So any hope you have, any dream you have for yourself, if it's for your family, fantastic. Lock it down, anchor it into someone you love. That's where you get external backup power. It's called anchoring. That's Jim Key's story. Now, do you want mine? Okay. 13 years ago, same situation. I had the same dreams like Jim Key, except that he was in the US, I was here in the Philippines. That's my son there standing next to me. He was as small as the little boy there. That's his pamangkin. And we were in Glorieta. There was about a dozen speakers speaking, and I was sitting there right there. And I told my son, one day I'm going to be like that speaker. Sabi ng anak ko, yung matangkad, sabi niya, Dad, laki ng pangarap mo. And somehow, something inside me raged. The pit bull inside me became angry. It said, Pare, I'm going to show you that I can be as good as that guy. So today, 13 years later, I don't know if I'm as good as that guy, but I'm still on my way. My journey is not over. That's how you keep yourself self-motivated. You keep on going and going and never give up. Salamat po.